If one day, you find yourself in a world that is a digital virtual universe, with higher beings existing beyond the sky, is your current life real or an illusion? Are our emotions and thoughts merely a string of code? The latest sci-fi film Upgrade has been released. In the near future, John was living a peaceful and regular life, until one day, he met Ash in a bookstore. The two quickly fell in love. On this day, while they were on a date, Ash said with a serious expression that she had something important to tell John.
I'm not from here.
I know you're from Bridgewater.
I need to tell you something.
At this moment, a stranger suddenly rushed out. He pulled out a gun and shot at Ash. Ash was hit and died. John desperately chased after the stranger, but the man vanished around the corner in an instant. The loss of his beloved left John dejected. For a long time, he couldn't pull himself together. John went to buy a revolver and prepared to end his life. John fired 2 shots but didn't die. He broke the glass and jumped down. The next second, he woke up from the nightmare. The smart assistant reminded him that there was a new message from Ash. John thought he was still dreaming. He got up and looked around. The gun he bought yesterday was still on the table, proving that not everything was just a dream. John didn't play the message. He hurriedly ran out of the house. John noticed that the faces of passers-by were appearing garbled. The screens on the distant buildings were also flickering. John ignored the text messages on his phone and ran to the newsstand nearby. The owner, Mike, was his friend. John showed the text to him. He couldn't understand why he received a message from a dead person. Mike urged him to first see what Ash had sent. John opened the electronic screen, and a video message popped up. In the video, Ash said,
"Something's happened to me, and I might not see you again."
Ash told John that his bookstore would receive a special order. Meanwhile, a group of unidentified people were monitoring John's movements from behind a screen. At this moment, he had returned to the bookstore. The clerk said he had just received a notebook. John took it and left. A man in a jacket mace was secretly following him. He had received orders to kill John. The mysterious person behind the surveillance seemed to want the notebook to ensure things went smoothly. She activated the bearded David. The two followed John into the apartment. Mace followed him into the elevator. John noticed he didn't intend to press a floor button. He felt a bit suspicious. John noticed that Mace was following him. He ran into the room and closed the door. Mace stuck his foot in to jam the door. He picked up the handgun. John ducked behind the island to avoid the bullets. He fired back, but missed the target. But soon John felt his body was out of control. He raised his hand and hit Mace in the forehead. At this moment, suspicious footsteps echoed in the hallway. John went over with the gun to check. The newcomer was the second stalker, David. John pinned his hand down and knocked away the weapon, and he dodged David's attacks. He seemed to suddenly have an epiphany. John became extremely sharp.
Something's wrong. Amp me up.
Who are you talking to?
Now.
John didn't have time to think about what was happening. He handed over his body to instinct. John successfully knocked David down. He returned to the room but found that Ash appeared again on the screen, and it was clearly a live feed. What on earth was going on? He watched as Ash died before his eyes. In the next second, Mace's body on the ground vanished. John was becoming more and more confused. He asked Ash where she was now. After hesitating, Ash decided to tell the truth. In fact, the world John was in was a virtual digital universe, created by software engineer Hunter. A few years ago, AI technology had made rapid advancements. This attracted engineer Hunter. He worked at an AI company. Hunter's daily job was data collection. It involved collecting information from the real world, and then transmitting it to machines, to build models for process analysis and control. Hunter wasn't satisfied with these ordinary tasks. He used the data at hand to start his own project. Hunter attempted to merge this real-world data to create a vibrant virtual world, but it was difficult to achieve this alone. At this moment, an account codenamed OCX appeared. Their ideas aligned. They finally completed the creation of the virtual world. Hunter became the god of this world. He began using the system for advanced research and development. Hunter realized that he could test anything in this virtual universe. For example, high-risk surgical implants, advanced weapons, or large-scale testing of cutting-edge drugs. In a very short time, he became the new CEO of the original company. His ambition gradually grew. Hunter continued to develop various versions. After 497 adjustments and modifications, the final version DU, where John was finally born. From an ethical and legal standpoint, this technology was absolutely illegal. The DU system should be permanently shut down. Ash created a virtual identity to enter this world, in order to catch Hunter's leverage. Unexpectedly, she really fell in love with John in the digital universe, and the mysterious man who shot and killed Ash was none other than the creator of this world, Hunter. The notes Ash left for John recorded another layer of data. This data was very important, which is why people from Hunter's company wanted to steal it. At this moment, John noticed a familiar person in the data screen. This person was Ollie, codenamed OCX. He was dissatisfied with Hunter's later actions, so Ollie withdrew from the project. He disappeared from public view. John exclaimed in shock that this person was also Mike, the owner of the newsstand. Upon hearing this, Ash speculated that Ollie must have blocked other users in the system. He used the newsstand as a hidden observation post. Ollie had been secretly observing this world. He might have a way to re-enter the DU system and help extract the data before Ash could take action. Ollie proactively contacted Ash through his own firewall. However, to avoid exposure, the two could only say a few brief words. Ollie explained that Hunter was very cunning. The DU system is distributed and could be anywhere. At this moment, an alarm suddenly went off in the room. On the other side, the secretary urged Hunter to shut down the system, because the system had a security vulnerability. They had no way to fix it in time, but shutting down the system meant giving up their current achievements. Moreover, the DU universe, as the best experimental subject, could simulate various problems that Earth would face in reality. For example, environmental degradation and the outbreak of war. Hunter could predict the future direction through simulation.
You're killing people to do it. Billions of people.
Algorithmically generated population units.
The rest of the world doesn't see it like that.
Hunter certainly couldn't be sent to prison by the court, so he ordered the secretary to find Ash in the real world. The scene shifted back to Ash. After the alarm sounded, 3 armed men burst in. Ash hid in the shadows to avoid their scans. She quietly left the apartment building, but there were drones searching the streets as well. In a critical moment, Ollie sent a set of coordinates. Ash quickly hid in his home. Through their conversation, it was revealed that Ash was originally a member of Hunter's company. She had been an analyst there for 10 years, but Hunter disregarded court orders and sold the system to some fringe countries to make money with people he does business with. That's why Ash wanted to stop him, especially after entering the DU system. She realized that the people inside were not just simple data codes. They had self-awareness and thoughts. They could already be considered human. Thus, Hunter's actions violated ethical standards. Ash pleaded with Ollie to send her back into the DU system. After hesitating, he had to agree. Ollie instructed Ash to go to a certain automated motel in the city center. That was one of Ollie's secret enterprises. It had a high security level and wouldn't be tracked. At that time, he would provide Ash with a network address and a new encryption key. Ash followed his instructions and re-entered the system. She met the John she missed. However, John was in a confused state. Ash was about to comfort him when she was forcibly pulled out by Ollie. Because Hunter had discovered the intrusion of outsiders, Ash had to relocate immediately. John panicked when he saw her suddenly disappear. He could only go to the newsstand to find Ollie. Ollie told John that due to Ash's constant intrusions, Hunter was preparing to iterate the system. At that point, John's world would come to an end. Now there was only one solution left. Software designers often leave behind something, like cheat codes in the code. Developer mode items allow designers to bypass permissions for modifications. Ollie had left similar settings in the DU system, and the notebook in John's hand was the backup of the entire digital world. Ollie handed him a key and said, "I'll send you the location shortly. As long as you upload the backup data, you can save the DU system." On the other side, Ash was being targeted by Hunter's men, even though she fought desperately and took down one pursuer. But Ash turned around and fell into an ambush. She was brought before Hunter. At the same time, Ollie also met a tragic end. Fortunately, he sent out the cheat code location before he died. At this moment, John had already found the room. He activated the control panel to transfer the backup data. Mason, his partner, chased after him again. John quickly opened the armory and watched the door.
Okay, enough.
But John's actions also exposed their coordinates. Hunter quickly located his position. He attempted to use admin privileges to destroy John, but John broke free from the control, and he also killed Hunter's virtual identity. John's actions completely enraged Hunter. He immediately initiated an iteration upon returning to reality. The DU universe slowly began to fall apart. Hunter was about to kill Ash, but a voice from behind came from Ollie. Then countless mosaics converged. A living John appeared before them. The bodyguard nearby tried to sneak attack him, but found he couldn't control his own hands. The female secretary removed the bodyguard's weapon, and John shot Hunter dead. He fell to his death from the building. What on earth is going on? Why was John able to enter the real world? The two protagonists were filled with questions. Ollie picked up a sugar cube and explained, if this sugar cube represents the world John is in, then the coffee cup melting the sugar is Hunter and Ash's world. Who knows how many layers and universes there are within? Perhaps there are countless ones. Ash realized this upon hearing it. Ollie first created a simulated world that was hard to distinguish from reality. This is the world of Hunter and Ash. When that world reached a sufficiently high level of technology, Hunter created a new layer of the simulated world. That is to say, like John, Ash lives in a virtual world that they consider to be real, and the data Ollie had John transmit was actually an upgrade program. He helped John move up a level, from the sugar cube to the coffee cup. Hunter was never the true puppet master, but rather Ollie, who came from a higher level, and perhaps there are even higher level beings above him. Ollie wanted to tell them that, regardless of whether this world is real, their lives, feelings, and emotions are real. As long as they enjoy the present, that's enough. Whether it's real or not doesn't really matter. However, the film's main theme is meant to express that, even if Ash and John's current lives are merely a manipulated chessboard, created data, their feelings and thoughts are still real. This is not a pre-designed program. If the universe is really layered, and tracing back to the source is impossible, then discussing reality itself has already lost its meaning. As long as you and I are real, the world is real. If you like my channel, please click subscribe.